Hello friends, how's you? I hope all are fine and healthy. So welcome to Affairs Cloud Learn to Lead. In today's video, we will discuss very important current affairs of 17th and 18th of Jan. So guys, you can see the best images of the day, but today we will discuss 13th to 14th, very important and the most important current affairs. So watch the video till the last. But before proceeding, you have to provide us so much likes. I mean 700 plus likes. We are setting a target that you have to provide 700 plus likes. So, but before proceeding, I want to discuss about Affairs Cloud subscription, that you can buy our Affairs Cloud subscription of 2021 only from our application. What is the name of application? Application name is Careers Cloud, not the Affairs Cloud. So remember, application name is Careers Cloud. You can download this application from the description box. We put a link of application, download application link in the description box. You can directly download from that link, or in the Google Play Store you can search the Careers Cloud application. You can download from that also. So what you will get in the subscription, you will get daily wise PDF. In the daily wise PDF section, you will get the two PDFs. One is related to theoretical current affairs of particular day. Second is the question and answer format of the current affairs of particular day. Next is weekly PDF, very important because all the current affairs arranged according to week wise. Next is weekly test, again very important to evaluate yourself that how much current affair you can retain for long time period. Next is the monthly PDF, and it is the most important section because in the monthly PDF we are providing you study PDF. It means all the theoretical current affairs of the month will be compiled under this PDF. Next is question and answer PDF, all the theoretical current affairs converted into question and answer format and provided to you under this PDF. Next is Pocket PDF. As the name suggests, it is very important to revise the current affair very quickly before your exam. Next is the Finance Economy PDF. It means those aspirants who are preparing for banking exam or banking general awareness, then this PDF is very useful for you. Next is the top 100 current affairs. It means top 100 current affair of particular month will be provided to you in the form of question and answer so that you can revise and retain for long time period. And all these things guys, like daily PDFs, weekly PDF, weekly test and monthly PDF will be provided to you every month. Every month guys, if you are buying 6 month subscription, it means you will get these all things for 6 months. You can buy this for 1 year. You can buy this for 2 year also, but only from our application that is known as Careers Cloud. And you can download this application from the description box link. We put a link, you can download from that link. And the price of this subscription is very much low, and on that minimal price we are providing you 10% extra discount. How you will get this 10% extra discount? If you use this code ASH10, then you will definitely get the 10% extra discount. So guys, let's start today's video with the 17th and 18th of January 2021. So we are starting our first section, that is the most important question section. But guys, I am requesting you, please provide us 700 plus likes so that it will provide us motivation and we will definitely make more videos on the different content. So let's start today's first question. Which organization launched the 5th edition of Adaptation Gap Report 2020? Mark under the most important question, and I am seeing your answers in the chat box, and guys, everyone is answering very much right. Yes guys, this adaptation gap report is basically related to environment. That's why the organization name is United Nations Environment Program. You can see here the name of the report, United Nations Environment Program, and name of the report is Climate Change Adaptation. And what, according to the climate change adaptation that goes to at least quadruple for the developing countries in 3 decades. It means the coming 30 years is very costly for the developing countries, because to adopt this type of the adaptation, climate change adaptation, we have to increase our cost at least by quadruple for developing countries. And it is the 5th United Nations Adaptation Report 2020. You can also see here that this is the 5th United Nations Environment Program Adaptation Report 2020, and it released that cost of adaptation to the effects of climate change quadruple by 2020. It means we have to spend 4 times more than today's expenditure on the climate change expenditure. So you have to remember this. This is the quadruple by 2020 to 2050. In accordance with the report, the actions required by Paris Agreement are lagging behind. It means so many countries which signed the Paris Agreement are lagging behind to implement this Paris Agreement foundations. And though nations have success in planning and implementation, there is a huge gap faced by developing countries, especially in the Africa and the Asia, in the financing these planning, because they are very much poor countries. So that's why there is a problem of financing to how to eliminate this global warming effect or the climate change effect. The annual cost of adaptation to the effect of climate change for developing countries estimated to at least quadruple by 2050. It means by the next 30 years, the cost to eliminate these effects will be quadruple. So it is a very need of an hour that we have to eliminate these problems now, not to wait till 2050. And guys, remember United Nations Environment Program and headquarters in Nairobi, Kenya. You have to remember this. This is the most important. And who is the executive director of United Nations Environment Program? That is Iyengar Anderson. Now we are moving to next question. Next question is, who unveiled India's first indigenously designed and developed driverless metro car? So most important keyword here is driverless metro car, because recently Modi ji, our Prime Minister Narendra Modi, inaugurated driverless metro train, and this train is basically driverless metro train is Delhi metro train, and the line color is magenta line. So you have to remember this. And now we are talking about driverless metro car, and this is launched or this is unveiled by our Defense Minister Rajnath Singh. Rajnath Singh, you can see here, Raksha Mantri Shri Rajnath Singh unveils India's first indigenously designed and developed driverless metro car. You can see here the driverless metro cars here. The driverless metro car are being manufactured by BEML, that is Bharat Earth Movers Limited, for Mumbai Metropolitan Region Development Authority MRS1 project. It means Mumbai Metropolitan Region Development. These cars will provide so much transportation in the Mumbai Metropolitan Region Development Authority. The project needs at least 576 car, and this will be supplied by this BEML by the January 2024. And guys, you have to remember this that they are made up of a very stainless steel body and with a capacity of carrying 2280 passenger in 6 cars metro train set. It means one set consists of 6 cars and all the 6 cars will carry 2280 passenger. So this is very important. And guys, remember the recent in news related this, the Prime Minister Narendra Modi virtually inaugurated, I already covered this point, first ever driverless train operation on Delhi Metro, that is 38 kilometer long magenta line, which connects Janakpuri West to Botanical Garden in Noida. It means it is connecting Delhi and UP because Noida comes in Uttar Pradesh. Moving to next question, guys. Which country has the world largest transnational community according to the International Migration 2020 report? So the main keyword of this question is transitional or the transnational community. What is the meaning of this transnational community? It means the persons were living outside of their country of birth, thus making it the world largest transnational community. And the country is one and only and our beautiful country, that is India. You can see here the India has the world largest transnational community and it is about 18 million people. Remember, 18 million persons from India were living outside of their country of birth, thus making it the world largest transnational community. And India is followed by which country? Second rank goes to Mexico and third rank goes to Russia. Remember this, second rank Mexico, third is Russia. You can see here the 2020, 18 million persons from living outside their country of birth, thus making it the world largest transnational community. And guys, remember this international migration report is basically released by United Nations Department of Economic and Social Affairs, and this department headquarters is in New York because United Nations headquarters is in New York. And guys, remember between 2000 to 2020, India's size of migrant population abroad saw the largest gain. That because of, you can say, the unemployment rate is going high, and you can say the inflation is also going high. So maximum people want to go outside India. So that's why the migrant population abroad saw the largest gain, that is about 10 million. So this is huge information for India, and India have to basically reduce this migration. Now, next is recent related news, and you have to remember United Nations International Migration Day. It is celebrated on 18th of December 2020. And guys, remember why this day is celebrated. It's just to ensure effective and full protection of human rights of the migrants. It means in other country we have to provide full protection of the human rights to the migrants. This is the basic aim of this International Migrants Day. Now, second important news here is International Migration Outlook Report 2020, and according to this report, India emerged as the second largest source country both in terms of total inflow and new migrants to OECD countries during 2018. If we are considering the time period of 2018, then India emerged as the second largest source country both in terms of total inflow of the migrants to the OECD countries. OECD stands for, guys, yes, you are telling me in the chat box OECD means. OECD is very simple, guys. Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development. Remember this. And where is the headquarters of this organization? Headquarters is in Paris, France. Moving to next question. Who has been elected as the new chairman of Telecom Equipment and Services Export Promotion Council? Again, guys, most important, and this organization is very important because this organization is not much in news. That's why it is very important. Telecom Equipment and Services Export Promotion Council. And guys, who is elected as Sandeep Agarwal? So remember the name Sandeep Agarwal, and he replaced Shyamal Ghosh. It means the former chairman of this Telecom Equipment and Service Export Promotion was Shyamal Ghosh. And who is this person? Kuti. Again, very important person because he is the first chairperson of the air quality management board. So remember, that is Kuti. And who is PD Waghela? He is currently the chairman of which organization? TRAI. Remember, you can see here Sandeep Agarwal appointed as the TEPC chairman. Now we are moving to next question. Indian Army annually celebrates the Army Day on dash to honor the contribution and sacrifices of the Indian soldiers. Very important day. It is just to honor the contribution and sacrifices of the Indian soldiers. And this Indian Army Day is the which number of day? So you have to remember this also. This is the 73rd time we are celebrating Indian Army Day. So you have to remember this also. And this is celebrated on the 15th of January. So remember, it is celebrated on 15th of January 2021. And this time it is the 73rd Indian Army Day. And why this is celebrated on the 15th January? Because on the same day in 1949, Lieutenant General K.M. Kariappa was appointed as the first Indian commander as the chief of the Indian Army. Recently, in the last news, we covered the 14th January is celebrated as the Veteran Day by the Indian Army. Why? Because K.M. Kariappa retired on the 40th of January in 1953. So this person is very important, guys. General K.M. Kariappa. He was appointed as the first Indian Commander-in-Chief of Indian Army. Remember this. And on the 73rd Army Day, Bharti AXA Life Insurance launched a campaign known as Whether It Like Indian Army. So you have to remember this also, Whether It Like Indian Army, dedicated to the personals of the Indian Indian Armed Forces, not the Air Forces, Indian Armed Forces, because we are talking about Indian Arms Day. Now we are moving to next question, guys, and all the questions of the most important section are covered. Now we are moving to very important questions. Here is our first question. Mr. Mahendra Nath Pandey launched the third phase of Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana. So we are talking about Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana. This is 3.0. It means it is the third phase. First phase was started in 2015 and ended in 2016. It means it is for 1 year. And second phase started in 2016 and it was for 2020. It means it is for 4 years. Now we are starting third phase from 2020 to 21, and this is started in 600 districts, guys. So answer is 600. The target is 717 districts, but now we started in 600 districts, and it will cover 28 states and 8 UTs. It means all India will be covered under this Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana. And target of this Kaushal Vikas Yojana is to skill 8 lakh youths in 1 year. Remember, 8 lakh youths in 1 year. You can see here Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana and Dr. Mahendra Nath Pandey, who is Union Minister of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship. You can see here, one is started in 2015-16, two is from 16 to 20. And guys, remember 8 lakh candidates will be provided a vocational training under the 300 categories, under the 300 type of categories. And total cost of this scheme is 948.90, it means almost 950 crore rupees. And guys, remember main tagline of this vocational courses will be the Atmanirbhar Bharat, it means self-reliant India. This is the main tagline of India in current days. And what is recent related news about this news, that MOU was signed between the Ministry of Shipping and Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship for skilling, reskilling and upskilling of manpower in the maritime sector, so that maximum to maximum shipping industry and even maximum to maximum shipping sites, maximum to maximum skill can be provided to the maritime sector. This is the main aim of this MOU. So you have to remember Ministry of Shipping and Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship. Now we are moving to next question, and you have to tell only in the chat box that who is currently the Union Minister of Shipping. You have to tell me, guys. Next question is, Union Minister of Science and Technology, that is Harshvardhan ji, inaugurated a new institute of National Institute of Science, Communication and Policy Research in which state or UT? Basically, this institution is not a new type of the institution. This is basically merged by the two institutions which are under the CSIR, Council Scientific Research of India. Or in simple word, you can say that Council of Scientific and Industrial Research. So this is CSIR, and two institutions of CSIR merged and they formed a new organization, that is, or new institute of National Institute of Science, Communication and Policy Research. And it is set up in which state or UT? It is set up in Union Territory, that is New Delhi. You can see here the two organizations are merged and formed a one organization, that is National Institute of Science, Communication and Policy Research. This is by the Dr. Harshvardhan, that is currently Health Minister of India, that is Earth Sciences Minister and Science and Technology Minister. You can see here the two institutes, National Institute of Science, Communication and Information Resources and National Institute of Science, Technology and Development Studies. These two institutions merged so that to show that 1 plus 1 is equaling to 11, not the 2. So by this, the vision to become a globally respected think tank like India as a resource center for understanding science, technology and innovation, policy research and communication, so that India can be leveled up in the science, technology and the innovation respectively. So guys, this is very good thing for India, because the recognition at the global level in the scientific matter is so much high if you are talking about India. So guys, this is very important for India. So guys, we are moving to next question. You already know that who is the Minister of Earth Sciences, that is Harshvardhan. Next is again the name of Dr. Harshvardhan inaugurated Doppler weather radar in which state or the states, and it is very important for these state or states, because it is very much important to evaluate or predict the heavy rainfalls, snowfalls or any type of the storms. And it can predict, this Doppler weather radar can predict that how much rain will occur in the recent days or the coming days. So the guys, this is very important, and these states are Uttarakhand and the Himachal Pradesh. So these two states are again Himalayan states. So guys, remember answer should be both B and C. You can see here Harshvardhan inaugurates Doppler Harshvardhan weather radars. You can see the two radars here, and it is in Mukteshwar in Uttarakhand and Kufri in the Himachal Pradesh. You can see here Dr. Harshvardhan inaugurated in Uttarakhand and in Himachal Pradesh, that is Doppler weather radars. Why these are basically installed in the Himachal Pradesh and Uttarakhand? Because they can read the intensity of precipitation in the air to predict severe weather conditions in coming days like storms, heavy rainfall, snowfall, so that we can prepare for these type of the severe weather conditions. So this is the main motive behind this. And this time it is the 146th foundation day of the India's Meteorological Department, and India Meteorological Department headquarters is in New Delhi. And guys, remember Harshvardhan also launched India Meteorological Department Hindi Patrika, that is known as Mausam Manjusha. Remember, the name of the Patrika is Mausam Manjusha. So this is very important, guys. You have to remember this name of the Patrika or the novel, or you can say the magazine, that is Mausam Manjusha. And remember, this Doppler weather radars started or installed in the Uttarakhand and the Himachal Pradesh. If you belongs to Uttarakhand, then you have to remember this specific place. And guys, who is currently the Director General of this India Meteorological Department? Director is Mrutyunjay Mohapatra. Mrutyunjay Mohapatra, or you can remember MM. Next question is, Indian Army has signed USD 20 million, it means almost 140 crore rupees contract with which company to procure high altitude variant of indigenous Switch unmanned aerial vehicle? It means I am talking about drones. It means this company will provide some type of the drones known as the Switch drones to the Indian Army. And the name of the company is, yes, all the students are right. Answer is Idea Forge. Very much right. Idea Forge is the company. You can see here the logo of Idea Forge. You can see the Indian Army, and they signed $20 million contract. It means almost 140 crore rupees. India Forge to procure Switch drones. And guys, remember, in Idea Forge is slated to become the largest manufacturer of India of drones for homeland security, defense, and industrial applications. So that's why their capability is so much high. It is a man portable. It means it is also unmanned, and it is also a man portable capable of being carried by one individual, and has the highest time on target compared to the other unmanned aerial vehicles in its class. It means it is very much capable. And guys, remember, Switch is a fixed wing vertical takeoff and landing unmanned aerial vehicle, and is capable of being deployed at high altitude and the harsh environment. You can see here the picture of this unmanned aerial vehicle, that is known as Switch. So remember the name, that is Switch. Now we are moving to next question. Which bank ties up with the NEO to issue prepaid cards, that is known as Neo Bharat Payroll Card? And by this, the MSME sector can pay the salaries through this card, and this is known as Neo Bharat Payroll Card. And this bank, which is tie up with the Neo Bank to provide this type of the cards to micro, small and medium enterprises, name of the bank is ICCI. So remember, name of the bank is ICCI. You can see here, ICICI Bank ties up with the NEO to issue prepaid cards. ICICI Bank Neo Bharat Payroll Card. The full name of the card is ICICI Bank Neo Bharat Payroll Card to medium and micro small industries. You can see here, it is for the blue collar workers. It means the workers of the micro, small and medium enterprises. This will enable MSMEs to upload the salaries of their workers on the card. It means the salaries can be uploaded on the card, which the workers can then utilize as per their need. It means by doing the transactions from this card, they can fulfill their needs. The card also allows an individual to receive funds up to 1 lakh into their card account. It means if you want to transfer, if you want to basically add on your account, then you can add up to 1 lakh rupees into your card account. And these card holders also get the free accidental insurance. This is again important. This is a free basically services provided by this card, that is free accidental death insurance cover. And guys, remember about ICICI Bank MD and Chief Executive Officer is Sandeep Bakshi. Tagline is Hum Hai Na Khayal Aapka. And what about Neo Bank? Neo Bank Chief Executive Officer is Vinay Bagri. So remember this. Neo Bank is very important, guys, and ICICI is again very important. Now moving to next question. For which class of students MOU was signed between NIC, that is National Informatics Center, and CBSE for Collab CAD software? This is a new type of the software which is designed by very long you can say the researches by the Vikram Sarabhai Center, Satish Dhawan Center, and you have to remember this National Informatics Center. And they will provide the support and training to the students and faculty in engineering graphics curriculum across CBSE affiliated schools. And I am talking about which class of students will be provided this type of the training in the CBSE affiliated school. This is type of a software which can design 2D, 3D activities. And this is for the students of class 10th and 12th, which are going to do the engineering and other things, and they can basically you can say provide the training of this collaborated CAD software. You can see here, this is Niti Aayog, and they are providing this, the Collab CAD software for the CBSE affiliated schools, and released ebook for the students and the professional. And there are so much organizations involved under this program. One is the NIC. You can see here, NIC is National Informatics Center. Second is Ministry of Electronics and Information and Technology. Next is Central Board of Secondary Education, that is CBSE. Next is Niti Ayog is also there because I am talking about Atal Innovation Mission. Already the students of Atal Innovation Mission is using this type of the CAD software. You can see here, it is the first indigenous tool created by National Informatics Center with the help of Baba Atomic Research Center and the Vikram Sarabhai Space Center. You have to remember this. And this software enabled providing a total engineering solution from 2D drafting and detailing to the 3D product design. So it is very innovative tool. And the aim of this initiative to provide the great platform to the students of the Atal Tinkering Lab, which are already using this 3D designs in the innovative way. So this software, you have to remember the name of this software, that is Collab CAD software. Now we are moving to next question. Already you know about the Niti Ayog. Who is the head of the Niti Ayog? Niti Ayog head is, it means the chairman is Prime Minister, deputy chairman is Dr. Rajiv Kumar, and who is the CEO? Amitabh Kant. Remember this. What about National Informatics Center? Headquarters is in New Delhi and it comes under the Ministry of Electronics, Information and Technology. Move to next question, guys. Which shipbuilders company has signed USD 12.7 million contract with the government of Guyana for the construction of an ocean-going vessel? It means this shipbuilder company will provide some vessels to the government of Guyana, and this shipbuilder company belongs to India, and name of the company is Garden Reach Shipbuilders and Engineers. And where is the headquarter? Headquarter is in West Bengal. Remember, Garden Reach Shipbuilders and Engineers. You can see here GRSC signed 12.7 million contract with the government of Guyana. And where is Guyana? Guyana is in South America. You can see here is a Suriname, here is a Brazilian, and in the above you can see Venezuela. And here is in between that is, guys, capital is Georgetown, and you can see here is a Guyana. So this all area belongs to Guyana, and this is the South Atlantic Ocean. And who is the president of Guyana? Irfan Ali. Capital is Georgetown. Currency is Guyanese dollar. And what about GRSC? GRSC headquarters is Calcutta, West Bengal. You have to remember this. And this ocean vessel, which will be provided by GRSC to the government of Guyana, will weighing about 1,700 tons. So you have to remember it is 1,700 tons. And it will be used on the coastal and the riverine areas of the Guyana. And remember, GRSC is the first Indian shipyard to build 100 warship for the India. You have to remember this also, and this company is very important for India regarding the shipbuildings. And remember, where is the headquarter? Calcutta, West Bengal. Move to next question, and all the very important questions are covered. Now we are moving to important questions. First question in the important section is India and which country signed MOU to boost cooperation in the field of information and communication and technology? Very important question, guys, and you can mark under important section because we already signed the MOU for the information and communication technology. This is just a formalities between India and Japan. So remember, it is in the field of information and communication technology, and also it will strengthen the relation between India and Japan. So remember about field of information and communication technology signed with Japan. So this is the very important question, or you can mark under the important section. And who signed this contract? This contract is signed by Minister of Information and Communication Technology. And who is the minister? Minister is Ravi Shankar Prasad. So remember Ravi Shankar Prasad. And who is the Minister of State? Shri Dhotre Sanjay Shamrao. You can see here India and Japan signed MOU, and Union Minister of Communication and Electronics signed, that is Ravi Shankar Prasad. Move to next question. Which company has become a signatory to Climate Action 100+? This is very important. Focuses on the clean energy transition and reduces greenhouse gases emission to achieve the Paris Agreement goals of 2015. So you have to remember this, guys, because this climate action here word is very important. Climate action word is important because this Climate Action 100+ is initiated in 2018, and it is an investor-led initiative to ensure the world's largest corporate greenhouse gas emitters take necessary action to eliminate these greenhouse gases, or you can say to take action on the climate change. It will continue till the 2023. And this company now attached with this Climate Action 100, answer is Kotak Mahindra. Remember, Kotak Mahindra asset management company now joined the Climate Action 100+. It means they will do something, or they will do some necessary action or take some necessary action on the climate change, and will culminate this greenhouse effect. You can see here Kotak Mahindra AMC sign up with the Climate Action 100 plus. You can see here, guys, this is largest corporate greenhouse gas emitter take necessary action on the climate change, and it will continue into till 2023, and it is started in 2018. So you have to remember the timeline. And Kotak Mahindra joined this. And but about Kotak Mahindra Asset Management Company, headquarters in Mumbai, and the president and managing director is Nilesh Shah. You have to remember this Nilesh Shah. Now, next question from the picture is former Union Minister Kamal Morarka dies, and he was the Union Minister, and he belongs to which state? He belongs to Rajasthan, but he died in Maharashtra. So remember this, he died in Maharashtra at the age of 74, and he was a Union Minister of State in the Prime Minister office in Chandrasekhar government of 1990-91, because in 1991 Congress formed again government, and PV Narasimha Rao became Prime Minister in the 91. And he was also served as the Rajya Sabha member from 1988 to 1994 from Rajasthan itself. So remember, he belongs to Rajasthan. So guys, next we are moving to one-liner important points, and first point is Singapore-based investment or you can say the investment opportunities 5 raises stake in PNB Housing Finance to 9.92% from 8.19%. So the most important thing under this question is PNB, guys, because the PNB Housing Finance Company, and under this company the Singapore based investment opportunities 5 private limited raised some percentage of share. This news is not so much important, but you can remember about Punjab National Bank. Punjab National Bank was established in 1894, and who is the MD and CEO? SS Mallikarjun Rao. And remember, headquarters in New Delhi, and tagline, the name you can bank upon. Next is Union Minister Harshvardhan dedicated an innovation portal developed by NIF India to the nation. So the important thing under this question is NIF. So remember, what is the NIF? NIF stands for National Innovation Foundation. So remember this, it is an autonomous body of the Department of Science and Technology, and they launched this innovation portal, and Harshvardhan ji dedicated this portal to the nation. Not important, but you can remember. India's collected just about 10% of the e-waste generated in 2018-19 according to the CPCB report. So what is this CPCB? CPCB stands for, yes guys, Central Pollution Control Board, and India generated almost 7 lakh tons electronic waste in 2018-19, of which only 10% were collected. It means 90% is still pending, and it is so much harmful for the environment. And this is report of the Central Pollution Control Board. And guys, remember, headquarters is in New Delhi, and chairman is Shri Shivdas Meena. He's currently head of CPCB. Next is Sandeep Agarwal appointed as the new chairman of TPC. We already covered. Kotak Mahindra we already covered. And Mahendra Nath Pandey launches Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana 3 for the 2020-21. In 600 district it was started, and the total variety of courses are 300. These are basically like vocational courses to provide the skills, and target is 8 lakh youths will be provided some type of the skills. And guys, total expenditure will be 950 crore approximately. Now next is the 15-16 Jan 2021 answer. And what was the question? Question of the day was, who is known as the father of Indian civil service? Very simple question, and almost all the students are right except 2 or 3. The answer is Cornwallis. So he was known as the father of Indian civil services. In 1793 he was the Viceroy of India, Governor General of India, not Governor General of India, basically Governor General of Bengal. Remember, in 1793 it was the Governor General of Bengal, because Governor General of Bengal system started by the Act of Regulating Act of 1773, and it continued till 1833, and in 1833 Governor General of India system started. So remember, Cornwallis in 1793 was the Governor General of Bengal, and he also started the permanent land revenue system in Bengal. You can also remember this. Now we are moving to the question of the day, and you all know that we are already started the SSC CGL old questions. We are now discussing 2016 questions, which of the following is not a commercial source of energy? Not a commercial source of energy. So these are four options. So guys, you have to tell me answer only in the comment box. I am requesting you only in the comment box, but before that you have to provide us 700 plus likes. This is our motivation and it can be provided only by you. So you have to like this video and subscribe our channel, guys. Please press the bell button. It is for you because you can receive the notification on time. And it is Affairs Cloud promise that it will boost your confidence in the general awareness section, definitely, because 90% of the current affairs are covered from the Affairs Cloud PDFs and the videos. So guys, this is the genuineness of the Affairs Cloud, and thank you guys for watching this video. Take care and don't take life so much serious. Life is fun. Always be happy because happiness is the key of your success. Thank you guys. Take care. Bye bye.